Stop scrolling, because this story will completely change how you see Hollywood. In a world where fame destroys people, one man became more human because of it. No scandals. No ego. No fake kindness for cameras. What Keanu Reeves did when no one was watching shocked movie crews, strangers, and even his own co-stars. This isn't a rumor. This isn't a PR story. This is real proof that Keanu Reeves might be the nicest celebrity in Hollywood. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's dive into what really happened. Stop everything for a moment, because what you're about to hear doesn't sound real in today's Hollywood. In an industry known for fame, luxury, red carpets, and massive egos, there exists one man who seems to live by a completely different rulebook. No scandals. No public meltdowns. No desperate attempts to stay relevant. Just quiet dignity, humility, and real humanity. His name is Keanu Reeves. Hollywood is a place where success often changes people. Where attention becomes addictive. Where celebrities build walls, surround themselves with security, and treat others as invisible. But Keanu Reeves does the opposite. While most stars chase headlines, he avoids them. While others demand special treatment, he politely refuses it. And while fame usually inflates egos, Keanu appears completely untouched by it, as if celebrity status never reached his heart. You won't see him showing off luxury cars or designer lifestyles. Instead, you'll see him riding the subway like a regular commuter. Sitting quietly on park benches. Waiting patiently in line like everyone else. Talking to strangers with kindness and respect, as if they matter, because to him, they do. Over the years, fans, co-workers, and complete strangers have shared thousands of stories about Keanu Reeves. What makes these stories powerful is not how dramatic they are, but how consistent they are. Different people. Different countries. Different decades. Yet the same message every time. Keanu Reeves is genuinely kind. These aren't rumors created by fan pages. These aren't carefully designed PR moments. These are real experiences, shared by people who met him when cameras were off and expectations were low. People who walked away shocked, not by his fame, but by his humility. This story isn't about his blockbuster movies. It isn't about the millions he's earned. It isn't about awards or box office numbers. This is about something far more important. This is about who Keanu Reeves is when no one is watching. And once you hear what is done behind the scenes, how he treats people with no power, and how he lives his life without seeking praise, you'll understand why so many people around the world truly believe that Keanu Reeves is the nicest celebrity in Hollywood. Despite being one of the most famous actors on the planet, Keanu Reeves lives his life like a regular person, and that alone makes him incredibly rare. In a world where celebrity status usually comes with private jets, security teams, and emotional distance, Keanu chooses simplicity. He's been spotted riding the New York subway without any protection, quietly blending in with everyday commuters. He sits alone on park benches, lost in thought. He waits in line. He walks through the city without acting like he owns it. There are no bodyguards pushing people away. No dark sunglasses hiding his face. No attitude that says, "Don't talk to me." Instead, there's calmness. Approachability. A presence that feels human, not untouchable. One moment in particular captured the internet's attention and perfectly summed up who Keanu is. A woman recognized him while riding the subway. For most celebrities, that would be an uncomfortable situation. But Keanu didn't panic. He didn't move away. He didn't call for help. He simply stood up, offered her his seat, and continued the ride like it was the most normal thing in the world. He spoke politely with nearby passengers, answered questions kindly, and treated everyone with respect, like fame didn't exist at all. Another widely shared photo showed him sitting alone on a curb, eating a simple sandwich. No assistants. No luxury vehicles waiting nearby. No crowd. Just a quiet moment between a man and his thoughts. That image spoke louder than any interview ever could. In Hollywood, fame often creates distance. Stars build walls to protect themselves, walls made of ego, money, and power. But Keanu Reeves does the opposite. He builds bridges. He meets people where they are. He listens. He acknowledges. He treats every person like they matter. Whether he's talking to a studio executive or a complete stranger he just met seconds ago, his behavior never changes. There's no switch. No performance. Just consistency. And in an industry filled with noise, attention-seeking, and artificial personalities, that quiet humility is exactly what makes Keanu Reeves stand out, not just as a star, but as a genuinely good human being. This is the part of the story where the proof of Keanu Reeves' kindness becomes truly undeniable. What he does behind the scenes, away from flashing cameras and media attention, shows who he really is as a person. During the filming of The Matrix, Keanu learned that some members of the stunt team were struggling financially. These were the people risking their lives every day, performing dangerous stunts that made the film possible. Most actors might donate publicly to get praise or recognition, but not Keanu. Instead, he quietly gave up a huge portion of his own salary to ensure that these hard-working crew members were properly paid. There were no press releases, no interviews, no awards, and no credit. Just pure generosity. This wasn't a one-time act. Over the years, he has repeatedly redirected his earnings to help people behind the camera: costume designers, visual effects artists, stunt performers, people whose work often goes unnoticed by the audience. His support never makes headlines, yet it has changed countless lives in ways most fans will never know. One story that perfectly captures his thoughtfulness happened during The Matrix Reloaded. Keanu quietly bought Harley-Davidson motorcycles for the entire stunt team, each one engraved with a personal thank you message. Imagine that, a private, life-changing gift given without anyone knowing, just because he wanted to show appreciation. Not because he had to, not because anyone would notice, but simply out of genuine care and gratitude. These stories only surfaced years later when crew members shared them in interviews, often expressing their shock and gratitude. Many admitted they couldn't believe such acts of kindness could come from someone so famous. That's Keanu Reeves for you: consistent, humble, and compassionate. What makes him extraordinary is that he doesn't perform kindness for recognition. He lives it, day after day, quietly supporting the people who make movies possible, protecting the dignity of every person on set, and spreading goodwill wherever he goes. When you hear these stories, it becomes clear that Keanu Reeves' humanity isn't limited to his public image. It's part of his character, his very way of life. And that is why, in Hollywood, a place filled with ego, fame, and self-interest, Keanu Reeves stands apart as one of the kindest, most genuinely good people you will ever hear about. Keanu Reeves' life has never been a simple fairy tale. Behind that calm, gentle smile lies a man who has endured unimaginable loss, grief, and heartbreak. He is no stranger to tragedy. Early in his life, he lost his closest friend, River Phoenix, a death that left a deep mark on him. Later, he faced the heartbreak of losing his unborn child, followed shortly by the tragic death of his partner. For most people, such experiences could easily lead to bitterness, anger, or withdrawal from the world. Many would build walls, shut themselves off, or turn cold to protect their hearts. Some might disappear entirely from the public eye, letting grief consume them. But Keanu Reeves chose a completely different path. Instead of letting pain harden him, he allowed it to soften him, to shape him into a more compassionate, patient, and understanding person. People close to him say that every tragedy he endured made him more attentive to others, more present in their lives, and more sensitive to the struggles of people around him. He listens deeply, speaks thoughtfully, and interacts with genuine care, because he knows, intimately, what it feels like to suffer and to lose. Keanu's approach to life reflects an extraordinary emotional intelligence. He doesn't measure happiness in wealth, fame, or success. In interviews, when asked what makes him truly happy, he speaks not of awards or luxury, but of love, connection, and appreciating the people around him. To him, every moment with friends, family, and even strangers carries immense value because tomorrow is never guaranteed. This depth of feeling is almost unheard of in Hollywood, a world often obsessed with appearances and self-promotion. It is precisely this emotional maturity that makes people feel safe and respected around him. Fans and colleagues alike describe him as someone who sees people for who they are, who notices their struggles, and who treats their emotions as important. Keanu Reeves' story proves that tragedy doesn't have to destroy a person. Instead, it can refine them, deepen their empathy, and make them a beacon of kindness and humanity in a world that often lacks both. And that is why, despite all he has endured, Keanu remains not just a beloved actor, but one of the most genuinely compassionate human beings in Hollywood. In today's world, where celebrity scandals make headlines almost every day, it's easy to think that fame inevitably corrupts people. But Keanu Reeves is living proof that this doesn't have to be true. He shows that you can achieve extraordinary success, live in the public eye, and still remain humble, kind, and grounded. What makes Keanu Reeves so remarkable is that he doesn't preach about morality or goodness. He doesn't try to show off his generosity. He doesn't wear his kindness as a badge or seek praise for his good deeds. He doesn't attempt to position himself as a role model. Yet, without doing any of this intentionally, he becomes exactly that, a role model for millions of people around the world. He doesn't perform compassion. He lives it quietly and consistently. His acts of kindness are never flashy, yet they are life-changing. From quietly donating large portions of his film salaries to supporting the unsung heroes of movie sets, to thoughtful gestures for strangers, his generosity leaves a real impact. His humility isn't an act, it's a lifestyle. And in a city like Hollywood, often defined by ego, illusion, and self-promotion, that authenticity is rare and priceless. This is why Keanu Reeves' story resonates with so many people. It reminds us that being good doesn't require perfection. You don't need immense power, wealth, or fame to make a difference. You don't need to be recognized or applauded to do the right thing. True kindness comes from the heart, and Keanu Reeves exemplifies that better than almost anyone. His story also matters because it inspires hope. In a world where it's easy to become cynical about celebrities, Keanu proves that human decency can thrive even in the most unlikely places. He gives us a reminder that greatness isn't measured by awards, box office numbers, or social media followers. It's measured by how we treat others when no one is watching. In Hollywood, a place built on glitz, glamour, and appearances, Keanu Reeves stands apart. He is real. He is humble. He is kind. And that is the strongest proof of all that he truly is the nicest celebrity in Hollywood, a rare, inspiring example of humanity at its best.